Welcome, Angry Faithful. Today on Psychos and Sociopaths, we're going on a little journey on this one because I found this article that said the actual person from Jeepers Creepers is basically, it wasn't the creature itself, it was the intro on Jeepers Creepers that they
Jeepers
used.
Creepers, yes.
I can't even talk right now, but they used that as an intro to the movie, which the movie was totally different, but they used it on the intro of the movie, and people were like, since now people like talking to me, oh yeah, you should do it over this. We found this, and I looked at it and I was like, I'll check it out. You know, one of those things you go, oh, I'll check it out, and later down the line you're like, oh yeah, I gotta check out that thing, and I looked it up. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah. This guy was a special idiot. Well, actually, not an idiot. I mean, he was just a special shit pump.
He happens to be the reason why men in divorce get a bad name. Like, they're afraid you're going to be like this guy. Well, for starters, have you seen that guy? Have you seen pictures of this guy?
No, oh yeah,
no.
he looks like he's a monster from a horror movie.
Do we fit the profile? Absolutely not. And for what it's worth, and this is going to piss our female listeners off,
all of them.
They're the ones watching. They're the ones that go to sleep at night watching the first 48. They're the ones going to sleep at night watching murder mysteries based on real life. They're the ones watching these documentaries on the ID Discovery Channel. They're the ones that watch shows.
Thank you for watching.
Yes, and they watch us
or listen to us. Women, thank you for listening.
Not all, but a lot of women. I mean, they watch shit like Snapped or listen to podcasts like Dirty John, and I'm like,
or Psychos and Sociopaths. I'm plugging our fucking shit the entire time. You say something else.
So, all right. So with that being said, we ask here kindly at Angry Me Productions that if you do commit murder and you are arrested, this is our legal disclaimer. We do not the acts and views and opinions expressed on this show do not directly reflect those of Angry Me Production as a whole, and we disavow any association with crimes that may be committed in the future to our podcast.
I'm seriously, I started this thing, and even starting it, I was like, dude, I hope I don't get somebody, a fan or anything like that, and they come back around. It's like, hey, I listened to your podcast. Oh, that's great. I'm in prison, and gave me some ideas. Wait a minute,
what? Wait, hold up. Did you plug us on the stand? Please tell me you plugged us on the stand.
I got all my stuff from Psychos and Sociopaths, Angry Me Production. David, whoa, get your freaking name out of my go ahead.
No, don't be that desperate. I don't know. Don't be that desperate, because even if your name goes in their mouth, just saying, dude.
I know.
And if they have braces, that's kids behind bars.
I know, right? But we got 3 more subscribers. That's good from the on the YouTube channels.
Hey, welcome, fuck nuggets and fuck nugget-ettes.
Yes. And just in case everybody's wondering, and I mean, you can't really see it all too well, I try to cover it up because I injured myself at work. That it was totally just a regular injury, nothing stupid other than the person that ended up. I work with glass.
Right, so here's what happened.
I was throwing the glass.
So I was going to make a meme out of that picture you sent me.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Do it. I don't give a fuck.
You know what? No morals. Where? Oh, there's my phone. Go ahead and start. And I'm going to start this to you. Yeah.
And we're going to start this out on Easter Sunday, April 15th, 1990.
Bum, bum, bum.
Along a lonely road 12 miles outside
Dark.
Coldwater,
It was
Michigan.
raining.
Dude,
He
I've
was
actually
out of
got this and it
lube.
was actually good. It was actually
All right,
good.
go for it. Go
Fuck.
for it. I'm sorry. Dude, I apologize.
Along a lonely road 12 miles out to Coldwater, Michigan. Ray, okay, I can't do it anymore because my throat's getting harsh. Ray and Marie Thornton set off on a leisurely drive in the country, as they did every weekend. In just a matter of minutes, their routine Sunday outing replaced this ordinary law-abiding couple at the center stage of an ominous mystery. As they drove south on Snow Prairie Road, a van sped up from behind and past them. One of the games they would play while driving was making names out of license plates. Bree noticed that the van license plate began with GZ, so they came up with G's. He's really in a hurry. Several miles down the road, the Thornton, came across the van and its driver a second time. As they approached the old schoolhouse, Marie saw a man walking behind it with a bloody blanket. As they passed the school, they noticed the van parked between the building and a large tank. Minutes later, the van pulled up behind them again and rode their bumper for nearly 2 miles. The Thornton game helped Marie remember the first 2 letters of the van's license plate, which she wrote down on a piece of paper. Finally, Ray turned off the highway. When he did, the van pulled to the side of the road. They then decided to turn around and come back in an attempt to get the full license plate number. As they approached, they noticed that the man was changing the license plate. Marie also noticed that the front passenger door was covered with blood. Fearing the worst, the Thorntons returned to the schoolhouse to search for the bloody blanket. They found it particularly stuffed into a small alum hole. They immediately went and contacted the police. On an otherwise pleasant spring afternoon, they had a chance upon evidence of a shocking crime, a crime which marked the complete and tragic disintegration of a family. Disintegration of a family. They witnessed the final chapter of a bitter, heated conflict between a husband and wife, which ended up in murder. Better get a drink. To outward appearances, 46-year-old Dennis DePue. Stephen Hawking, help me out. Yeah, DePue. That's DePue. French names. Haha. To our appearances, 46-year-old Dennis DePue and his wife, 48-year-old wife, Marilyn of Coldwater, had confirmed middle-class life. Both had great gratifying careers. Man, I'm so tongue-tied right now. Cold weather, or I'm just tongue-tied in general. He was a state Michigan property assessor, while she was a Coldwater High School counselor. Together, they were raising 3 healthy children. Man, let me see.
You know what, man? Fuck you.
give that to. I'm gonna put that in our group.
Okay. What paragraph? DZ. Okay. Let's see here. Several miles down the road, Thornton's. Where'd you leave off?
I figured something out that we need to start doing. The other guest that had Michael, he gave me a good idea. Is whenever we have, which I didn't do on this one. I was at but beneath the surface. What you do is you just highlight one of the words,
Mm-hmm.
and then we got carry on from there. You get my meaning.
Where did you leave off? Because I was going to start reading.
But beneath the surface.
Okay.
Smothering tension threatened to erupt at any moment.
Yes, there we go. After the children were born, Dennis grew sullen and withdrawn. He began to isolate himself from the family and accused Marilyn of turning the children against him. See, it's not so much the Mike Rowe voice that I'm going to pull out here. It's going to be the old-fashioned Robert Stack reading, because, this is from the Unsolved Mysteries fan page, right?
Yeah.
The DePue's daughter, Julie, recalled that they did not fight with each other. In fact, they rarely talked to each other at all. Marilyn told her co-worker, Ann Dunkel, that she was unhappy with her marriage. In 1989, after 18 years, she finally gave up and filed for divorce. When asked why she wanted to get a divorce, she said that the marriage was broken up. She told her lawyer, Richard Colback, that she wanted to be more of her own person, raising her family as she saw fit. She felt that Dennis was trying to domineer her, run her life, and not allow her to make decisions that she wanted to make. Dennis agreed to let her have primary custody of the children. Regarding their property, he was very willing to allow her to have most of it. Despite Dennis's attempts to keep the marriage intact, and the divorce became final in December of 1989. He was granted bi-weekly visitation rights, but the children were often reluctant to spend time with him. He was also granted access to the guest house, which he used both as an office and as an excuse to maintain control over his family. After the divorce, Marilyn changed all of the locks on the house's doors. Despite this, one day, she came home and found him sitting on the couch. She had no idea how he got in because he did not have access to the new keys to the door. She told Anne that she was frightened about that. And one day, out of the blue, Dennis indicated to his coworker, Jen Markowski, that he was contemplating suicide and murder. On Easter Sunday, 1990, Dennis arrived to pick up two of the children for a visit. Julie had already refused to go with him. When their son Scott asked to stay a bit longer, Dennis became angry with him. Marilyn and Dennis then got into an argument in which he blamed her for ruining his life. As he pushed her down the hallway, he began to hit her as the children pleaded with him to stop. Then he pushed her down the stairs, and she fell onto the landing. He went to her and began to hit her more. The oldest daughter, Jennifer, ran to a neighbor's house to call the sheriff's office.
At the same time, Dennis took a severely injured Marilyn up the stairs. As he dragged her out to his van, he told the children that he was going to take her to the hospital. Julie noticed that she was not walking on her own. When Julie called out to her, she did not respond, apparently to be in a daze. The DePue, God, man, I already did this like several times. I can't even get the name right. Never arrived at the hospital. Sheriff's deputies and Michigan State Police immediately began a search for them. The same afternoon, the Thorntons witnessed Dennis' strange activities, found the bloody black blanket. Man, I cannot talk right now. In the yard of the schoolhouse. The area was clearly cornered off. The authorities began to assume the worst. Marilyn was probably dead. They discovered several. Is that you scratching or me scratching? Here's some scratching out of the sound. Okay. The tracks were later matched to Genesis' van. The blood was Marilyn's. The next day, a highway worker discovered Marilyn's body just off a deserted road in Bell Township, midway between the schoolhouse and her home. She had been shot once in the back of the head. Just days later, Dennis sent a series of wild random letters to why my Siri went off on my phone for some ungodly reason. Rambling letters to friends and relatives in which he tried to justify her death. To Jan, he wrote, Marilyn had many, many opportunities to treat me fairly during this divorce, but she chose to string it out, trick me, lie to me. And when you lose your wife, children, and home, there's not much left. I was too old to start over. Altogether, Dennis sent a total of 17 letters postmarked in Virginia, Iowa, Oklahoma, based on the letters, and felt that he was trying to say that Marilyn's friends were the ones that caused her death, even though he was the one that pulled the trigger. Marilyn's parents felt that the only closure they could get regarding her loss was to have Dennis caught. 3 months after the murder, Dennis sent copies of a 13-page letter to a number of friends and relatives. It read like a treaty, a chilling 5,000-word rationality, which takes literally from the Bible throughout. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, a lie for a lie, a life for the life. I realized that vengeance is mine, saith the Lord, but sometimes the Lord is too busy doing other things.
You know who I hear say stuff like that?
Crazy
Marines.
people?
they're like, vengeance may be the Lord's, but it's up to us to arrange the meeting. You know?
They say stuff like that. I've said stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's like kill them all and let God sort them out.
Yeah. Or what? Your next words better be some Shakespearean bullshit because that's going on your tombstone.
Right. Exactly.
That was a good one, wasn't it? Not mine. I don't know what movie it was from, but it was from a movie.
Oh, dude, I'm totally digging on it.
Okay, now the results on this, because we ended up getting this from an unsolved mystery. This mystery is actually solved. At 8:30 p.m. on the night of the broadcast, a woman named Mary arrived at her home outside Dallas, Texas. Her boyfriend, Hank Queen, which that's kind of.
That's such an original name. My name is Hank Queen.
Yeah.
I'm going to piss a lot of people off. Dude, what is it? I'm on a roll today. I mean,
You
I'm
are
pissing
on a
off
roll.
a majority of our customer of our listener base. And now the alphabet gang is going to come after me.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, look at what they're going with Joe Rogan right now.
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we can
during the show wrap. Yeah.
Hank Queen was already there. His van was parked in the driveway, which was out of the ordinary because he usually kept it inside the garage. When she came inside, he told her that his mother was very ill and that he needed to make an emergency trip home. He asked her to make him some sandwiches for the trip. She felt that something else was going on, but was not sure what that was. As he gathered up his clothes and some personal items, he gave her instructions on preparing the food for his trip. After putting his belongings in the van. He said goodbye to her. She could tell something was troubling him. She had a feeling that she would never see him again. Later that night, Maria was shocked to learn that Hank was actually Dennis and that he had just been featured on a broadcast. She believes that he was watching the show and deliberately kept keeping her distracted in the kitchen so that she would not see it and that he could leave. Interestingly, God, I can't.
Interestingly,
yeah, she had been suspicious of him in the past, asking a private investigator to look into him. Nothing was found at the time. One of Mary's friends called the telecenter and provided authorities with a Texas license plate number of Dennis's van. 4 hours later, his life came to a violent end just across Louisiana Mississippi state border when Louisiana state troopers spotted Dennis's van. They attempted to pull him over. He led the police on a 15-mile high-speed chase and broke through 2 police barricades. Warren County, Mississippi Sheriff Paul Barnett, told his deputies that if the van refused to stop, they should shoot out its front tires. They missed the front tires, but got both back ones. Dennis traveled about a half a mile before his van came to a stop at around 4 a.m. After firing 2 shots through his windshields at the deputies, another through an open window, he turned his gun onto himself and took his own life. Paul believes that he intended to die that night, either by the deputies or by his own hand. Dennis was the first fugitive featured on the broadcast to have committed suicide. I guess whatever thing that they were watching.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's one of those. I mean, if you look at the picture of this guy and kind of the woman too, they were just they needed someone, the photographer for those photos.
Yeah,
did not do them justice at all.
Usually they don't.
Yeah, I mean she kind of looks really weird looking, and he just looks like she dug him up.
What did I say earlier? It was it looked like Herman Munster a little bit.
Yeah, I'm gonna put the photo. I need to send you photos of these people so you can make thumbnails. So we can start putting thumbnails on the. But yeah, he was freaking creepy looking. And this is one of those cases though, is he was narcissistic. He wanted to control everything. She wanted out of the whole situation, which in all right, she should be kicked out of the situation. Or she should legally gone through the divorce and everything like that. And it's also the basic fact of, like I was telling Maria, if someone messes with my life too much and everything like that, to where it becomes a problem, they seem more toxic, I cut them off.
Yeah,
they're out of my life. They're on my phone. They're on my social media. They have no contact with me. If they contact with me, because even I have one guy that every once in a while he's toxic, and my dad tells me, he's like, "Hey, I saw this guy." I'm like, "Okay." And my dad asked me, it's like, "Why don't you?" I was like, "Dude's toxic. I can't deal with that."
Yeah,
I'm on a forward road, and I don't need that stuff anymore. And
I can do bad enough. I can do bad enough on my own.
Yeah, I can fuck up my own life. Very good. I don't need anybody's help. But also, it's also that the factor is, she shouldn't if she was having these problems beforehand and everything like that.
Yeah,
She gave him an inn, really. Not with the children. I'm talking about keeping the guest house to where he can use it as an office.
Yeah, I mean,
Usually in cases like this, that they give a little bit of the wife gives a little bit of leeway on certain things and everything.
mhm.
But it started to seem like it was narcissistic to where he was really wanting to control and everything like that. And
Yeah, there's a lot of that goes around these days.
yeah, we won't talk about that.
Yeah, no. We'll
That's
be good people.
yeah, fuck it. But anyways, situations like this though, it's really hard to judge. I mean, sometimes a situation when you're both going to divorce, sometimes you have good ones, sometimes you have really bad ones.
Yeah.
This was a really bad one where the future ex-wife ended up dying, and he just went
Oh no, at
all
that point when she
crazy,
died,
crazy.
she was the ex-wife.
Yeah, she was the ex-wife. Yeah, yeah. And he tried to justify that's another thing is people that take the blame or don't want to take the blame for something they did.
Mhm.
This is working corrections. I had so many people when I'm working corrections, they either I could have gotten away with it if I did this, or you know how much money I made when I was on the streets and everything dealing drugs. I'm like, apparently enough to get you landed in prison for a long stint.
Right. You a felon,
Or
dude.
yeah, I've had contacts with people that did that, and they were like, I had more money than you when I was out dealing drugs and everything, and you're working in here. I was like, huh. So you're still on that football win back in high school, huh?
Coach just would have put me in. We could have won state.
Yeah. Or Mike Kipskett said during our interview, you're just having an Al Bundy moment, aren't you? You
Yeah.
you threw the
Well, I was
winning
thinking more of
touchdown.
Uncle Rico, but yeah, Al Bundy works too. I mean, because Al Bundy was kind of he was a man among men. He was a hero. He was what we all aspire to be.
Yeah.
Not really.
Oh, how did you like that one video about the comedy that I sent?
Oh
The
yeah.
the special needs
Mm-hmm.
cop. Wish they
No.
would do comedy like that again. That was hilarious.
Fuck.
That was that was so fucked up. That was so fucked up.
Yeah. Quit whispering in my ear.
Yeah,
It's not going to help you.
it'll help a little bit.
No. No. No.
But anyways, the other thing we want to talk about is how people in social media are right now. We got the whole Whoopi Goldberg and now well before that it was Joe Rogan.
Yeah.
And what's really funny and it's actually true, the most of the Kellogg is owned by Pfizer, the CEO of Pfizer. I looked it up. It's actually true. It weirded me out.
Yeah. Yeah.
That bad, huh?
Yeah. I'm just not going to say anything because, I mean, especially with this deal with Joe Rogan. I mean, it's sad because we obviously outnumber them. However, you get enough knuckleheads together and you apparently can absolutely just positively devastate somebody's career.
Yeah.
And for, if nothing else, nothing more than just sheer, unadulterated, malicious intent. Because why? They don't agree with you, and you have become the very thing that you have sworn to hate, and that is a fascist. So, congratulations to the left. Very, very,
Oh, they
very.
didn't win.
No, no, no. I'm just saying, congratulations on, you know, being the one thing that you said you despise. It's kind of funny how that
Yeah.
works.
Me and my coworker were talking about that today. Is how they want to treat people and ostracize certain groups and everything. And this is coming from the right does this too, and so does the left.
Well, everybody, like I said, everybody's guilty of it, but it just
Yeah,
kind
but
of seems funny when, you get a specific demographic of people that are like, oh my God, I can't believe that you would say something like that. But yet in the same breath, they'll turn around and gather up all of their croonies and run the cancel game on you. And it's just like, dude, it's laughable at
yeah,
best.
or they'll say they're never gonna buy this product, like the Carhartt stuff.
Yeah, look, you already paid for it. The company's already made their money. If you don't want to be seen with it, just turn the shit inside out.
Yeah,
I mean, if Carhartt wants to send
or
us
take
something,
the thing out. If
yeah, just
Carhartt,
put a piece of tape, put a piece of electrical tape over it. I mean, I know that you people have got. I mean, enough of you blue collar guys out there and girls probably have at least 500 or 600 rolls of electrical tape because nobody ever seems to be able to keep up with the one that they buy in the first place,
yeah,
myself included. But hey, if Carhartt wants to send us free shit, I will wear a fucking Carhartt beanie hat on the show. I don't care. Call me a sellout, but you know what? That shit's warm.
it is. It really. I mean, most of the stuff that I get, I was talking when I was talking to Maria. She was like, I'm so cold. I was like, why haven't you got like Carhartt uh damn it, I can't even think overalls. She's like, what? Yeah, Carhartt overalls. You just put them on. You have your regular clothing and
They're called
everything.
coveralls, by the way.
Coveralls. Well, no, they have
Yeah, they do have overalls, but the
yeah.
coveralls is what you were probably referring to.
Well, they have coveralls. I was probably referring to
Anyways,
that one.
moving
Anyways,
on.
moving on. But I told her that. I was like, why don't you get that? She's like, why would I get that? I was like, because when I worked in corrections and days like this during the wintertime when it was raining, sleeting, and everything like that, I had to put one of those on just so I could do the gates at times. It's just one of those times.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but anyways, that's the end of the show, everybody. We get our complaints at the end of the show. Usually, we need to start doing that so we don't get off track. But I'm David Dickerman.
I'm Johnny Skelton.
And thank you for watching everything. Psychos and Sociopaths.
Don't have a good day, people.
Have a great day.